Coming to you direct from Silencer Shop Studios, home of the Glass Case of Emotion.
SilencerShop.com, the easiest way to buy silencers online, period.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markel.
Welcome. How you doing over there, Jared? You doing all right? I see you wearing your Joy shirt today.
Yes, I am doing great.
You're wearing your Joy shirt.
Wearing my Joy shirt right now.
I'm wearing my AK shirt because I can. Well, every shirt that I wear should bring joy to people, but some bring more joy than others.
Did you know that if I'm not wearing a shirt, it should bring joy to people?
Oh, I don't know about that. But welcome to Tuesday's episode of Student of the Gun Radio. I am your host, Professor Paul Markel, and I am sitting inside of the Silencer Shop studio, and these walls here that are surrounding me make up the glass case of emotion. That's right.
That sounds really weird from this end.
There you go. We got good glass in here.
I got like both.
Good, thick, serious, no kidding glass in the studio here. And
you got some thick glass in there.
We do. And some of our grad program members came down and they actually got to experience the actual glass case of emotion and hang out with us here at Student of the Gun University, because that's what we do. Now, if you're wondering how you can do that as well, it's a secret, and I'm not going to tell you. No, I'm kidding. If you'd like to join us for a training class, you can just go to studentofthegun.com or studentofthegungear.com. And
SOTGU.
And I bet you that there's a tab that says training.
Yeah.
And if you click on the tab that says training, it'll tell you when and where the next class is going to be.
The reason that you want to go to SOTGU.com is because Facebook blocked that. I cannot post SOTGU.com on Facebook because they blocked our URL.
SOTGU.com.
Yeah. .com. Which forwards to the gear store of all the training classes. And I did the debugger thing. I couldn't figure out why it blocked it. I'm sure that one of their algorithms picked up a picture with blood in it or something. I don't know.
Jeez Louise.
At least go there and check out the pictures.
Well, we actually got a phone call yesterday from one of our graduates from just last week's class. And he said that when he returned home, he discovered that there had been a fatal car crash. And what had happened was the victim in the car crash had crashed the vehicle and had his leg amputated and bled to death right there at the crash scene.
And he could have saved him.
And he goes, yeah, if somebody would have had a tourniquet and the skill, that guy would be alive today.
He wasn't there at the crash.
No, he wasn't there.
Okay, he wasn't involved in that.
No, he would have. If he was,
he
would have been
late.
Equipped and educated. No, he actually found out about it. He said the road was marked, and he inquired as to what was going on or what had happened, and they told him that that's what happened. Similar situation happened when I was a police officer many, many moons ago. I was not on duty, and I came on duty the next day, and they said, "Oh, did you hear about the crash yesterday?" And I said, "No, what happened?" And they said, husband and wife out riding their motorcycles, and they bought new motorcycles, his and hers, and they took them out, and they weren't very skilled. At least she wasn't very skilled, and she laid her motorcycle down and slid into a guardrail and cut off the lower part of her leg. And by the time he got back, he turned around and he got over to her and he knelt down there and he's like, "Oh my God, call 911, 911." And she laid right there and bled to death right there on the road.
Wow.
If he would have had the education and the equipment, his wife would she probably be alive today? I don't know, but that's what we're about here. We're about education, enlightenment, entertainment, and giving you the tools that you need for success. And sometimes the tools that you need aren't purchased from an online store. Sometimes you can't purchase those tools from Amazon. Sometimes you actually have to take your butt and go sit in a classroom, open up your ears, close your mouth, and pay attention. Sometimes the tools you need are education. So, or not, it's your world. I'm just living in it. Speaking of which, we've got ourselves, I've been threatening to do a frog lube gun for a long time. I was going to do it this weekend, but it rained every day, and I don't really have the super cool drying ovens and what have you. When I do a Duracoat project, what I like to do is I go outside and spray, because generally if I spray Duracoat product inside of the studio or inside of the house, I get in trouble. So I actually go outside and do it. And with the South Mississippi Sun, you spray a project, you spray it and hang it up on a wire hanger, and it dries pretty quickly. But I wanted to do a Frog Lube colored gun. We've got the green electric Everglades. And we've got some new Frog Lube stickers, too. If you guys pay attention to the social media, I had Zach put up a picture a couple of days ago. And we got a whole stack of super cool Frog Lube decals. And I told Zachary, I said, hey, every order that goes out, every physical order that goes out until we run out of them, put one in there. So just because we're nice. Duracoat, where do you get Duracoat products? Well, you get it from LauerWeaponry.com, or you can go to Brownells and get it. Now, when you go to Brownells, you can also get Frog Lube Extreme. Frog Lube Extreme.
That wasn't very extreme.
It wasn't extreme? Was that not extreme enough? Well, I'll take a sip of my water, and I'll come back, and I'll try and be more extreme.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a free training video series called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. We want you to have access to this life-saving information. Get instant access now at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of those questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
Woo! And you know how I was feeling extreme? I was feeling extreme this weekend. I took some SWAT fuel, and I got on the treadmill, and I went, and I said, all right, I'm going to do 30 minutes, and then I'm going to do some stretching and what have you. So I did 10 minutes, I got off, I stretched, I warmed up, got back on, and I kept going, and I had my phone, and I was listening to some music, and I kept going, and I ended up doing an hour. I stayed on there for an hour. And I sweated. If you hippies out there, you're like, I don't need all that stimulant and I don't need to stay up late and so forth. That's cool, too. I think, you know what, Jared? One of the products that probably the most overlooked product for SWAT fuel is the red, just the regular 9mm.
Yeah.
We
talk about the Plus P all the time.
Yeah, we talk about the Plus P all the time and the stronger body, sharper minds and so forth. But if you don't need that extra oomph, or let's say it's 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you don't want to take Plus P because you'll be awake until midnight or what have you, use the red. Zach's been using the red. He's trying to get in better shape, and he has, quite frankly, he's lost a lot of weight. So sometimes I just take the red ones if I'm going to get on the treadmill and I just want to sweat. Never underestimate the cleansing power of a well-earned sweat.
Those red pills make you sweat, too.
Make you sweat.
When I take them, I turn into something like a waterfall.
Go make you sweat. Ha! Yeah. Ha! Make you sweat. If you'd like to try some out, we'd like to help you save some money. So go to SWATfuelstore.com and use the promo code SOTG2015. Oh, what else? Oh, I was thinking about, dadgummit, what was going on?
Dadgummit.
I don't know.
I haven't heard you say that.
The crossbreed holsters came up in conversation recently, but I can't remember what it was about. It doesn't matter. So you said you want to carry a gun? You're trying to figure out how to carry a gun? Oh, well, go to crossbreedholsters.com, and I guarantee you they have a way to assist you. They have way more than just the Bruce Jenner commemorative, also known as the Super Tuck Deluxe. They have other things as well. The Freedom Carry. I'm not really big on appendix carry or spleen carry, depending. I'm not big on that, but a lot of people are. A lot of people are comfortable with it. Maybe because I just got too much going on up front here, and I can't comfortably carry a gun up front like that.
I know some people that have a lot going on up front, and they carry one appendix. I don't know how.
I don't know how either. Oh, man, I forgot to tag this with...
Maybe you don't have enough going on, and the bone, it like rubs, the holster rubs on your bone.
I don't know, but we've got slave state news for you, and I I screwed up. I didn't put the slave state
I already pulled
thing.
it up.
Oh, you did? Good job. Good job. So, as you may know, if you're paying attention to any of the gun wires or gun blogs or gun whatever, the Ammo Land or Guns.com or Bearing Arms or Firearms Policy Coalition or any Second Amendment, whatever, what you know is that out there in the land of fruits, nuts, and flakes, California, they can never get enough. It's kind of like the England of the United States. There's never enough gun control. So we've got a continuing story about California's march to tyranny.
Did we talk about in addition to the gun stuff, did we talk about the $15 an hour minimum wage thing they passed?
No.
Okay. Well, that's part of it.
That's part of it.
Here we go.
I like to teach you all the rules. I get to see them set in stone. I like it when you chain me to the bed, but then you see it's never shown.
And that, of course, is Puddle of Mud and the song Control, because what do we know? Gun control isn't about guns. It's about control, and it's about controlling the peasantry and making sure that the people are put in their place. Now, well, what about criminals, Paul? Well, we're not really concerned about them because they've, A, vote for us, and B, give us lots of money. Leland rocket launcher, yee. And that's the insanity of this, Jared, is the slave masters in California, they literally have no shame whatsoever.
You know why? It's because people, they put up with it.
Yeah,
you and I, well, not you and I specifically,
not us.
but us as a nation, we put up with what they're doing, and they keep doing it because we let them do it.
Yeah, well, this is a great example of what happens when you want to talk about guns but not politics. You want to know what happens when you decide that you're going to take the fake moral high ground and say things like, I don't want to talk about politics. I just want to talk about guns. I don't like politics. I don't like talking about politics. So you decide that you're above all that, and you're just going to go ahead and ignore it. And I like positive firearms news, not politics. Well, while you're ignoring politics, politics is taking care of you. You might not care about politics and politicians, but guess what? They care about you. They care about controlling you. And this story right here comes to us from firearmspolicy.org. That is the official website of Firearms Policy Coalition. And it's dated June 1st. Breaking Gunpocalypse, that's what they've nicknamed this whole thing out there, just swept the assembly floor. Now, we talked to you about a week or so ago about how all these bills had recently passed the Senate. Well, they pushed them through, and Jerry Brown, Governor Moonbeam, the scumbag that he is, and you guys all knew that in California. It wasn't like you didn't know who Jerry Brown was. Oh, Jerry Brown is a leftist? He's like a far-left cuckoo bird? Whoa, where did this come from? I don't know, all the way back in the 70s and 80s, you've known that Jerry Brown has been a leftist cuckoo bird forever. But California apparently is a bunch of slow learners. All right, let's go ahead and begin with this story here from, who wrote the story? I don't know if it has a title on it. No, it just says from the Grassroots Alerts from Firearms Policy Coalition. It just happened. Gunpocalypse swept through the assembly floor, and it was one of the most outrageous showings of ignorance I have ever seen at the state capitol. And that's saying something, as I've worked there for over 5 years. The first bill up was AB 1673, which will criminalize the possession of unserialized firearms parts. Authored by a former police officer and current assembly member Mike Gibson, Democrat, Carson.
Suck it, Mike.
According to Gibson, an 80% lower is the equivalent to, quote, a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Yes, a piece of aluminum that is shaped kind of like a lower receiver, but not really a lower receiver. is a weapon of mass destruction akin to a nuclear weapon or, canisters of VX gas, nerve gas, mustard gas, things like that. It's the same thing. Well, his colleagues apparently believed him and passed on a razor-thin margin of 42 to 30. Next up was Assembly Bill 1674, which will ban by more than one firearm within a 30-day period. Because we know that all the gang members and criminals and thugs and scumbags and reprobates, we know that they go to gun stores and fill out Form 4473s and they submit to background checks and show their ID. Because that's how criminals all get their guns, right? Like, no, some people that have gone on shooting sprees, they follow the law. And then so they were bent on committing a crime. And the existing law, is it against the law to murder people in California? But they still have murder.
I think that murder would be a more acceptable thing than owning a gun.
Oh, yeah, you can kill people.
Yeah.
Dude, you can be a drug-dealing, illegal alien murderer, and that's okay in California as long as you don't own an 80% lower.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Okay.
That's kind of sad because one of the things that I saw at NRA that was kind of cool was an 80% lower, with quotation marks, for a Glock style pistol. It was a polymer handgun where you bought it and it wasn't completely finished, but it gave you the utensils, basically a stencil to finish it, and it was pretty cool.
I don't have that kind of time on my hands.
Yeah.
I have more money than time.
I don't
have a lot of money, but I have more money than time. I have no time. I don't have time to be going to my garage and drilling stuff out.
You can get money back. You can't get time back.
That's right. You can always get money back. You can't get time back. Here we go. One of the more prominent arguments brought up in support of that bill, that's the 30-day bill, was from Assembly member David Chu, Democrat, San Francisco. You're like, who's from San Francisco? Oh, who stated that this would help cut down on gun trafficking. Cut down on gun trafficking. You know, like former senator and current felon and gun trafficker Riren Yi? You mean Riren Rocket Launcher Yi? The one who was trafficking guns to the Chinese mafia? The elected California senator that was involved in facilitating the trafficking of military-grade hardware into the hands of the Chinese mafia, up to and including rocket launchers. But you, the dude that wants to go down and buy 2 guns in 1 month in America or in California, we can't allow you to do that. You cannot be allowed. Assemblyman Lorena Gonzalez from San Diego then stated that she only gets to exercise her right to vote once. So you should only be allowed to buy 1 gun. Where is it? Are you freaking kidding me? That is the justification? I only get to vote once, so you should only be able to buy 1 gun? Assembly Bill 2607 was next up and almost defeated, but at the last second, votes flipped and it passed by a slim margin. The bill will allow your boss, professor, or therapist to take away your guns in secret. And you're like, now, hang on a second.
Gun rights.
Yep, that's right. You can lose your gun rights because someone can state that they believe that you're a danger to yourself. And all they have to say is, I think Jimmy is a danger to himself or others. Well, we need to do a special emergency gunectomy on them. Additionally, Assembly Bill 1695, which will send harassing mailers to gun owners, also passed by a large margin. Oh, we need to let you know that you're now, yesterday you were just a law-abiding California citizen, and tomorrow you're going to be a felon. Congratulations. It will pass with such asinine state. Let me see. Following that, Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Woo! Here we go. Following that, Assembly Bill 1664, which will ban all firearms with a, quote, bullet button. Why do semi-automatic rifles in California have a bullet button? Because California, the California State Assembly and Senate, passed a law requiring them to have some type of a mechanical device that you would not allow you to simply push a button with your finger. Okay, they're criminalizing the law that they put into effect. Do you understand this is how insane these people are? So they passed a law years ago to try and keep people safe from criminals and guns are bad. We're going to require every semi-automatic magazine-fed rifle in the state of California that you'll have to use a separate tool to remove the magazine, not just push a magazine release button. And they came up with this thing called the bullet button. And all the good, except for Barrett, are American firearms makers, okay, not all, but most, what did they do? Jared, what did they do? They fell in line and created special California legal guns that met the special California legal requirements. And this is what you get. This is what you get when you play games with the devil. This is what you get when you try and appease the mentally insane. Yeah. Oh, and if you remove the bullet button, or it says, here we go, it passed, listen to this, it passed with such asinine statements made by by Assemblyman Gibson, the former police officer, who stated that if you remove a bullet button, the gun becomes a fully automatic machine gun. Yeah. Did you know that if you take the magazine release button out of your rifle, it turns it into a machine gun? You probably didn't know that. You're probably like, no, if you take it out, the magazine won't stay in and it'll fall out on the ground. No, you're wrong. According to California Assemblyman Gibson, it turns it into a fully automatic machine gun. Mm-hmm. You know, we try to educate all these legislators. Sometimes, though, they just don't get it. Let me see. Although it looks grim, we aren't out of the fight. We've killed bad bills before, and we'll do it again. And don't forget about the wild card of Brown's veto.
Yeah.
I don't see Brown vetoing any of this stuff unless he thinks he's going to lose a bunch of money. Brown, the picture that goes along with this. Now, Jared, I want you to open up, go ahead and open up the story that I've got linked in there, the story from the Blaze, because the top video is, don't forget, State Senator De Leon. You're like, State Senator De Leon? Well, why do I know that name? Because, can I say jackass?
Yeah.
Okay. Because this is the jackass that when they were putting all this stuff forward, went out and did a 30-minute long press conference where he held up a bunch of guns and warned us of the danger of the following. TikTok. It's the top video. It's a 30-second video.
This is a ghost gun. This right here has ability with a 30 caliber clip to disperse with 30 bullets within half a second. 30 magazine clip in half a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that it? Or you
Yeah.
keep
That's anti-gun. Kevin De Leon, Los Angeles, is the one who warned us of the dangers of the 30 caliber clip and the ghost gun. And what do we see in this? We see Jerry Brown cheesing it up, smiling and having a good old time with De Leon, and I don't know who the turd is in the middle there. These people have no shame. They go out and just speak the most outrageous lies. And they don't get called on it. Who calls them on it? The California media just laps it up. And I don't even know what to say to you. If you're in California and you're like, oh, Paul, I'm a proud California gun owner and I fight against this stuff and I'm going to vote extra hard next time. Derp, derp, derp. Hey, do you have a job in California? Yes, I do have a job. I'm a tax-paying citizen. Yeah, next time you get paid, go pull up your pay stub and look at the taxes that are taken from your pay, and remember that your taxes go to funnel and feed idiots like De Leon and Gibson and Brown et al. Yeah. So you're giving them money to enslave you. Congratulations. All right. Let's talk about something good. Let's talk about something positive. Give me some positive feel good over here, Jared.
That's why I say, hey man, nice shot.
A good shot, man. Yeah. When you hear Filter's, hey man, nice shot, you hear that? You know that we're going to have some good news. And this comes to us from ammoland.com. And it was very fortuitous and good timing. Now, what did we just do on Friday? On Friday last, we did the morning mindset, and we talked about where to keep your gun in the event of a home invasion. And then on June 3rd, which ironically enough was Friday, AmmoLand posted this story. Wheelchair-bound vet stops home invasion with a bullet. And the story goes, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported this week in Monticello, Georgia, that the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is looking into a fatal shooting by a local resident. A wheelchair-bound Vietnam veteran, age 69, was at home on Thursday around 9 p.m. I'm not really sure which Thursday this was. But that's when an intruder, age 22, apparently forced his way into the home through a rear door. When the resident went to investigate the noise, the young intruder lunged at him. The vet fired a shot, hitting the intruder once through the chest. The intruder then fled, but collapsed about 100 yards away from the residence. Both the vet and neighbors called 911. The intruder later died at Jasper Memorial Hospital. An autopsy was performed on the deceased. The results of the investigation will be turned over to the Ocmulgee Judicial Court District, Okay. So here's the dealio, What do we know? We know that a 69-year-old man who has to live in a wheelchair is at home, middle of the day. No, so it's about 9 p.m. So it's in the evening. It's not late, you're still up and you're moving around. And some scumbag piece of human filth breaks into his house. Now, if you listen to the reasonable people of the world, if you watch the commercials and, the advice from middle-aged white women who are apparently doling out tactical advice now, they'll tell you that you should keep your gun stored somewhere. I don't know. It's a good thing that this homeowner didn't have his gun stored somewhere else, because he wouldn't have made it. He wouldn't have got to it. But he had it on his body.
Yeah, but if it's on your body, your kids could get...
Oh, that's right.
You have control over it. You have
control over it. You're actually controlling the gun because it's attached to you. It's attached to you. So, hey, awesome. Very fortuitous. Very good timing. And go freaking team. There's one less home invading scuzzbag in the Georgia area now, thanks to this responsible veteran. And I say, RTFO, brother. RTFO. All right, it is Tuesday. And because it's Tuesday, Jared points his finger at me and tells me to pause. And I don't need to do that. Okay. Well, it's Tuesday, and what does that mean? Well, Tuesday is our quiet time moment brought to you by Silencer Shop. And we're going to keep talking about Silencer Shop because that's what we do. SilencerShop.com. Are we still talking about 40F, Jared?
.com. We normally focus on making the world a quieter place. Not today. Rule 41F takes effect soon, making silencer ownership more complicated. The good news is silencershop.com can help, but don't delay. Purchase any in-stock silencer by July 6th, and Silencer Shop guarantees to get your Form 4 submitted and execute your transfer before deadline under current rules, or give you $100. The Powered by Silencer Shop guarantee. Details and restrictions at silencershop.com.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Number one, are you sick yet? Are you sick to death yet of being dictated to by a tax collecting bureaucracy? I know I am. But in the meantime, in the interim, until we have the opportunity to fix this country and make it right again, we still have to play these silly little games. And you may think, man, this is just such a pain in the butt. I'm not even going to do it. Stop. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. That's exactly what your slave masters want. They want you to think, oh, this is just too complicated, so I'm not going to participate. And they win. They just won. Here's what you need to do. Go to silencershop.com and research it for yourself. And I'm pretty sure, Jared, if I'm not speaking out of turn, that one of the things they have on silencershop.com is how to find a Class 3 dealer in your area. Is that not correct?
Yes, that is correct.
That is who you want to make friends with. Go to Silencer Shop and you say, okay, I live in da-da-da, and I've never done this. I've never purchased one. I have no idea. Great. They'll say, hey, this guy, Daryl, Jim, Fred, Johnny, Susan, I don't care. They are your local Class 3 dealer. That's where you're actually going to get your silencer. And you go and you talk to them and you say, hey, what is the real deal? Because they know. They do it for a living. Don't go, here's what I want. We're going to talk about the book and so forth, but the worst thing you can do is go to a regular gun shop or a gun show or whatever, or just talking over coffee, because most people, I'm sorry, even if they're well-intentioned, don't know what the hell they're talking about. And
most people just regurgitate what they've heard from other people over and over again.
Well, I heard
whether it's true or not.
And you have to It's like, stop. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to insult the men in blue, but like, oh, my brother-in-law is a cop and he'll know. No, he won't. Is your brother-in-law a Class 3 dealer? Does he, transfer silencers and so forth? Well, no, but he's a cop. Well, cops will know. No. What he knows is about how it's illegal to own things and how to arrest people and so forth. It's like going to a cop and asking him how to get a concealed carry permit. Does a cop need a concealed carry permit?
You go to Google.
No, he's got a badge.
Yeah.
So find your local Class 3 dealer, and and the easiest way to do that, if you've never done it, is go to silencershop.com and find a dealer. And then you go and you talk to them. Sit down and talk to them. They will give you the straight, no kidding, no BS scoop. And you can say, go to and sit down and say, how long is the ATF taken to turn around the paperwork now? And, 3 months, 4 months, I don't know. Ask them. They can tell you because they do it for a living. It's crazy to me how many people still in this day and age they'll go to like, I don't know, street corner neighbors or whatever, and they ask these questions. They're like, oh, well, my buddy Jim said. Well, what does your buddy Jim do? Oh, well, he gets on forums and stuff. It's like, oh, my God. Just talk to somebody that does it for a living. And that's the great thing about having that information available right at the end of your fingertips. Just get the real deal. And if you say, you know what, I don't want to do it, drive on. Don't. But don't not do it because of mythology, rumors, gun shop rumors, gun show rumors. Oh, I heard that the ATF's going to go and everybody who owns a silencer, they're going to raid their houses. And it's like, brothers and sisters, I'll tell you what. How come your face is up there?
My face is where?
Oh, there's a picture of you on my screen because apparently you have access to the document that I'm looking at.
Oh, and on our notes or on? Oh, my
on
picture?
The notes. Yeah, there didn't used to be a picture of you. Now there's a picture of you.
Yeah, it used to be a picture of me with like when I was shooting, and I just changed it to the.
Oh, that's why I noticed it. All right, let's do our quiet time moment. We need some quiet time right now, don't we, Jared?
Oh, you want to do some?
After all
you
that,
want to do some actual quiet time? Well, we got about in 15 seconds. We can have some quiet time.
Can we have some quiet time?
Yep.
Because it makes me a little more zen and a little more centered when I can have my weekly quiet time.
Our weekly quiet time is coming now.
Is it coming? In 3, 2, 1. I actually had myself some quiet time a few days ago. Nobody was here at the gym. Well, it was just me and Zach. And I went outside. I lit a cigar. I picked up my new the book from Dr. Dan Olesnicki, and it's called Demystifying Stem Cells, a real approach to real life approach. And it's by Dr. Dan, and it's also by his co-author, Naoda Hashimoto. And let me tell you something about stem cells. My sister is alive and doing well today, thanks to this crazy radical therapy that they were doing back in the early 90s, and the stem cell therapy. And you're just like, oh, that's about killing babies and infants and killing fetuses. No, stop. Shh. Close your mouth. Open your freaking ears for 5 seconds. Modern stem cell therapy is not about taking stem cells from fetuses and aborted babies and so forth. It's actually about using the stem cells from you, your own stem cells. My sister was treated for lupus, and they used bone marrow stem cells. And I was talking to Dr. Dan about that, and he said, brother, we've come so far from there. And that was about 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. He said we're light years ahead. He goes. We don't even use they very rarely do they use the bone marrow stem cells now. They use fat stem cells. Yes, fat stem cells from you, from your own body. Now, I don't want to give medical stuff, and I don't want to talk about medical jargon and what have you, but I can tell you this. Here's the deal. They're treating right now in the United States of America, unfortunately, primarily out west, but they are treating people for degenerative diseases, for injury-related diseases, ankles, knees, backs, so forth. They're helping your body repair itself by using stem cells from you. Before you go under the knife, if you're suffering chronic pain from knees, joints, shoulders, what have you, that's what Dr. Dan and his partner, Dr. Hashimoto, they're really big on pain therapy and mitigation and so forth. Before you go under the knife and get blood transfusions from other people and all that, I want you to pick up this book. It's on Amazon. We put the link up for you. And this could be something that really could help a lot of people. This is groundbreaking stuff. I've talked to Dan several times on the radio about it. He sent me a copy of the book. I read it. I actually sat down, Jared. I lit the cigar, and I started reading. And by the time the cigar was done, I had read the entire book. So it's not that thick of a read, but it breaks it down for you in easy to understand words. Just like the silencer thing, where you need to get the word from somebody that actually knows, not rumors and I read online and da-da-da. Get it from somebody that's actually doing it. And so I'm telling you right now, if you have any kind of issues like that, or you think that you may or know somebody, they're doing great things with replacement stem cell therapy from you, from your own body. So the book is called Demystifying Stem Cells, A Real-Life Approach, and it's available on Amazon. And Jared even put the link in the show notes for you. So all you have to do is go to show number, are we on 395? Yeah, we're on 395 today. Go to show 395, and you can find the link right there, and bam, you're done. You're golden. All right, kids, it's Tuesday, and I thank you for paying attention and being part of the Student of the Gun listening audience. The only homework assignment I have for you is, what is the homework assignment? Share this with at least one person. You listen to it free for nothing on iTunes or Stitcher or whatever you listen to it on, Google Play. I guess, well, you have an assignment plus. go and leave a rating, please and thank you. It does matter. It helps other people find this show. And you can help other people find this show by just sharing it with at least one person. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
It sounds good to Jared.
Tomorrow on the Fitness Talk, I'm going to be talking about producing or adding rather than focusing on subtracting or saving.
Okay, and we've got a breaking story. New York PD, the NYPD, is searching for a magic bullet. And we're going to see if they can find it tomorrow on Student of the Gun Radio. Talk to you later.
So they're going to find the bullet on
the radio?
They're
searching for a magic bullet, and we're going to see if we can help them.
Okay.